Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Today's video is going to be a book review. It's another book of this year's Booker Prize long list, and it is Lanny by Max Porter. I was kindly sent this by the publishers Faber and Faber, so thank you. I'm going to give you the plot of the book and then my opinions. So it's set in a rural English village, and part one we are learning about the different villagers. We're really learning about a little boy called Lanny, who is a little bit like eccentric and mad, and his mum and his dad, and then a neighbour called Mad Pete. And Mad Pete is a really eccentric artist, and so Lanny's mum asks if Lanny can have art lessons with Mad Pete. Mad Pete agrees, and so it's really about Mad Pete, who's like this kind of 50-year-old man, and then this young boy Lanny and their kind of friendship. And then there's also a monster who lives in the woods, and that monster's passages, so we don't really know a lot about the monster, and it's really the monster kind of eavesdropping on other people's conversations, because when it's the monster's turn to speak, there's all this kind of swirled writing, and that is just him eavesdropping on different people in the village's conversations and his kind of opinions on different stuff. And then in part two, Lanny goes missing, and it's really about what happens when a child goes missing. So suspicion on whoever the child was hanging out with, suspicion and judgment on the parents, that they must have not been good parents and that's why he's gone missing, and then people who are seen as a little bit kind of eccentric and a little bit different, how scrutiny goes directly on them, that they don't fit in with everyone else in the village, so they must be bad and they must be evil, and suspicion turns onto different people. And then it goes into like magical realism, fantasy wonderfulness. It goes really bizarre, and I was not ready for that. Even though I knew there was like a monster who lives in the woods and this monster creature and everything, I wasn't ready for how like magical realism it was going to get, but I really liked that. I loved that element within it. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really sweet. I thought it had really like sad, devastating moments within it, and I just really liked it. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but I thought it was really lovely the way it was written. I thought there were so many interesting passages within it. So that my favourite bit in it was where Lanny's mum and a neighbour who she doesn't get along with are having a conversation, and so it will have one side what Lanny's mum says and then what the woman hears and how she's interpreting it, and it's just back and forth like that on this very short conversation, but how they each do stuff. So Lanny's mum like says, oh, I opened the letterbox and I said to her, do you know where Lanny is? And then the lady's point of view is, she ripped my letterbox open, started being abusive, and you don't know whose side is the truth because they've got so different accounts of what happened. And I loved that. I thought that was genius the way that was done. I was like, oh my god, I want more of that. I loved that. I thought it was so clever. There were so many really clever moments within it, and I really liked it. I really liked this book, Lanny. I hope it gets shortlisted. I think it will. And that's it. That's all I've got to say about this book, is that I highly recommend it. It's a really great book. It's a wild ride, so be prepared for that. But I did really enjoy this one. Can I just say as well, the Queen is back. Lola is back. She was living with my parents for a week because I went to a wedding in Cornwall, but the Queen is back on her throne where she belongs. Get ready for some cat yoga, because I know in my videos she likes to like stretch out and cause a scene. People are like, sorry Hannah, I wasn't watching the video. I was just watching Lola in the background doing some like cat yoga. So that's it. I'm going to end the video here. I think this is all the books that I'm going to be able to get read for the long list before the shortlist comes out, but when the shortlist is announced, then I will be reading any books that are on the shortlist that I haven't read yet. So I will end the video here, and I will see you again soon for another video.